To WTOL 11 News on Plus. I'm Michael Sandlin. Thank you so much for joining us on your Sunday afternoon. We'll get to all of our top stories and more in just a moment, but first, go check out our forecast. Meteorologist John Birchfield. John, we got some beautiful days ahead of us.
Yeah, and we're going to have to get through another batch of showers before we get to that beautiful weather. There is going to be a little bit of rain out the door starting off your Monday, although I do expect some afternoon sunshine to make a comeback, much like today, starting off a bit soggy and ending on the brighter side. It is going to be turning breezy and less humid as a cold front sweeps through. Dry weather for the remainder of your Sunday evening expected. That area of low pressure that brought us rain early in the day, that is now history. And there is a cold front to the northwest of us that could spark a few isolated showers late this evening. Those showers currently situated in the vicinity of Chicago. Starting off your Monday, there is going to be a little bit of light rain possible through late morning. By midday, I do expect some sun to return into the afternoon. Partly sunny skies with temperatures in the mid 70s. And there could be another slight chance for an evening shower on Monday. That hour by hour forecast does show you a few of those showers near Chicago clipping our area well after sunset. And then another batch of rain rolling in by daybreak to start off your Monday morning. So have that umbrella ready for the commute. I've got a full 10-day forecast, including a look at Father's Day, coming up in just a bit.
All right, John, we'll see you then. A teenager is dead after an early morning crash in Paulding County. It happened around 1 this morning on County Road 133 and State Route 111 in Emerald Township. Troopers say an 18-year-old driver failed to stop at a stop sign, driving through it before crashing into a tree. He was seriously injured and taken to the hospital. The front seat passenger, a 17-year-old, died at the scene. The crash is still under investigation. There's a scavenger hunt covering Northwest Ohio, and it starts tomorrow. Across the region, billboards are popping up directing users to a website for the biggest, greatest, most magical scavenger hunt thing. Hundreds of magnetic stars are being placed in secret locations, and prizes will be awarded to people who find them. We spoke with the organizer about why he arranged this massive scavenger hunt.
I did it just for fun. I don't really care about the outcome at all. It's just, I wanted to make something fun this summer for me to do. And if other people have fun doing it, that's really all I really care about.
For hints on where you can find the stars, you can check out Luke's social media pages. We'll have the links over on our website. Positive energy was felt in Hensville at the Toledo Humane Society holding their annual Bark in the Park. Toledo Humane Society's Bark in the Park is their biggest fundraiser of the year, bringing dog and animal lovers alike to enjoy dog shows, mile walks, pet vendors, and much, much more, with the goal to raise $100,000 to help care for the animals in the Humane Society.
Actually, a lot of the animals here were adopted from us, so people genuinely care about the animals. They adopt from us, they donate to us, and they come to our events. So really great support.
If you want to help the Humane Society care for their animals, you can volunteer and donate by visiting their website, which you can find over on our links mentioned page at WTOL.com. Monroe Street United Methodist is celebrating serving the community, hosting a picnic with the Neighborhood Center. Both have served the community for 225 years, respectively. Robert Alexander, retired pastor, started the outreach of the church, and he says his mission was bringing the church and the community together, which he believes keeps the church alive.
I wanted it to be a community that cared about the church and a church that cared about the community. And that's what it became. Because if a church doesn't open up to its community, it becomes ingrown, and if it becomes ingrown, it dies.
The picnic included music, crafts, children's games, and other activities, and it ended at 3 today. Akron, Ohio is home of the Goodyear Rubber and Tire Company, and this week its iconic airships took to the sky over the city, celebrating 100 years since the company's first flight. CBS News has more.
It's a floating fixture at the intersection of American sports and spectacle. Maybe you've looked up at the Goodyear blimp from the Daytona International Speedway or the Vegas Strip, or any of its thousands of appearances. But what's it like to look down from it?
It feels like a boat in the sky the whole time.
A boat in the sky?
Yep, we don't get turbulence like an airplane does.
It's come a long way from these days when it truly was a blimp, without any internal structure, and used highly flammable hydrogen. It's technically an airship now, though most still call it a blimp. The propellers allow it to hover, reverse, even spin in place.
I am so excited right now. We're about to get on to the blimp, and this is bucket list.
We took it for a spin over Akron, Ohio, one of its U.S. bases.
Hi, welcome aboard, Janet.
Thank you.
To see what it could do.
Well, I think I'm going to go to the front. Goodyear blimp. Let's do this.
The modern blimp takes off and lands almost vertically like a helicopter.
We're just taking off, and it's very smooth so far.
It's more scenic limo ride than it is a flight.
So this is what it looks like most of the time for us, 1,000 feet or so.
Goodyear, for which the blimp serves as the ultimate promotional tool, operates 3 in the United States. At just shy of 250 feet, each is longer than a Boeing 747 and generally cruises at a chill 30 to 40 miles an hour.
Because the ride is so smooth, you can get up and walk around. And because the windows are so large, it just feels like you're floating. And the view is absolutely spectacular.
There's no jet engine roar, just a gentle sway. The city's sprawled out below like a living map.
Is there any chance I might get a better view from up front?
Absolutely.
Wow. Yes. Right seat on the Goodyear blimp with my captain. This is amazing.
It's one of the best seats in the house.
Doherty has close to 6,000 hours in the blimp.
We'll make a couple of right turns, and then we'll be kind of over top of the airport there.
Our 45-minute flight flew by, and too soon it was time for this quiet giant to head back to base.
What's the landing going to be like for me?
Just exact opposite of the takeoff. It's quite subtle. It's not like a bump on an airplane, so it should come down nice.
The ultimate skybox, as an American icon, turns 100. Janet Shamlian, CBS News, above Akron, Ohio.
Coming up, protests continue in Los Angeles as immigration raids intensify across the country. We'll have more on that after the break.
And grab the umbrella. There is going to be another batch of rain showers to greet you out the door. Starting off your Monday morning, I have the hour-by-hour timeline coming up next. Welcome back in. There is going to be a little more rain in the forecast starting off your Monday morning. It's not going to be a washout once again, much like today, with a mainly dry afternoon, and it'll be turning breezy and less humid as a cold front sweeps through the region. We have seen a bit of filtered sunshine. That Elk and Elk downtown camera does show you a little bit of haze still on the horizon, but some peaks of sun, and hope you've enjoyed it. Dry weather on Doppler radar right now. The rain showers that you may have seen early this morning associated with this area of low pressure now moving towards Pennsylvania, but I have my eyes to the west of us as a cold front approaches, and that'll spark our next rain chance. Now, there is a slim chance for a couple isolated thunder showers this evening as this batch of showers near South Bend and Chicago rolls on through, but the better chance for rain arrives closer to daybreak. As we look at the hour-by-hour forecast, showers isolated in nature late this evening with more widespread rainfall possible Monday. However, it's going to be done by the afternoon, and most areas dry behind that front other than a brief pop-up shower Monday evening. A little bit of a closer to home look does show you that isolated shower near South Bend making its way to our vicinity by the evening. And then Monday morning, rainfall is going to be a little more widespread to start the day, so pack that umbrella as you're heading out for the commute and taking the kids to summer camp. Temperatures behind that cold front dropping to the 50s, and Tuesday afternoon only reaching the mid-70s with a much cooler and less humid feel. Midweek, though, brings the return of some summer heat. 86 Wednesday, although it's not going to be muggy. Thursday Thursday, though, brings the return of some summertime humidity levels. Muggy meter does drop Monday into Tuesday, although by Thursday we do see a spike in that humidity as that classic summertime feel arrives. Now, if you're looking ahead towards Father's Day weekend, we are forecasting a likely dry day with temperatures just shy of 80 degrees. There will be some isolated thunderstorms to usher in the weekend dry Father's Day and a gradual warming trend heading up into the mid-80s. Michael?
All right, thanks, John. This weekend marks 5 months since wildfires erupted in and around Los Angeles. They burned for 24 days, wiping entire neighborhoods and communities off of the map. CBS is in Altadena with new details on the challenges of rebuilding.
There's nothing here.
Charles Bryant and his family have called this land in Altadena home for 23 years.
The main interest that people use to the house is over here. This is devastating.
His house, one of more than 11,000 destroyed 5 months ago in the Palisades and Eaton fires.
I did grieve a little bit, but then it was like, okay, let's keep going.
What has the process been like to rebuild?
The process is cumbersome.
Rebuilding has been frustrating and expensive, some permits costing upwards of $50,000.
In this case, because it's an emergency, these permit and plan check fees should be eliminated, but the county has not done that.
Altadena fire victims want the county to waive fees just like the city of Los Angeles did for homeowners in the Palisades fire zone. But getting a permit has been slow. So far, just 22 out of more than 700 applications have been issued.
They need to find a way to speed up this process of approval.
Bureaucracy and the expensive rebuilding are leading some homeowners to walk away and sell. But Bryant remains hopeful.
I have to be positive about this.
Yeah.
I'm going to get the house built one way or the other.
For sale signs are all over Altadena. So far, 145 lots have already sold, with dozens more listed. Elise Preston, CBS News, Altadena, California.
Also in Los Angeles, today marks the 3rd day of protests following nationwide immigration raids. As CBS reports, the National Guard is now on scene and U.S. Marines are on standby.
Clashes in Los Angeles led police to deploy flashbang grenades, pepper spray, and rubber bullets as protests over the Trump administration stepped up immigration enforcement turned violent overnight.
As soon as we start recording, that's when they start pointing the tear gas guns and they start shooting everything, everywhere. So we can't breathe, we can't see anything.
Some protesters threw projectiles at police as a standoff ensued near a federal immigration building. That's where President Trump deployed 2,000 National Guards troops using rare federal powers to bypass the state's governor, Gavin Newsom, who wrote on X that move is purposefully inflammatory and will only escalate tensions. Speaking to reporters Sunday, Trump did not rule out sending active duty Marines to Los Angeles.
If we see danger to our country and to our citizens, we'll be very, very strong in terms of law and order. It's about law and order.
The city's Democratic mayor, Karen Bass, spoke via phone to our Los Angeles station, KCBS.
I am confident in our law enforcement partners here in Los Angeles that we can handle the situation. There is no need for 2,000 National Guard troops to come into our town.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem on Face the Nation.
President Trump is putting the safety of the communities that are being impacted by these riots and by these protests that have turned violent. And he's putting the safety of our law enforcement officers first.
Internal data obtained by CBS News shows over the past week, ICE averaged over 1,500 daily arrests, a 127% increase from President Trump's first 100 days in office. Cristian Benavides, CBS News.
When we return, we recap this weekend in sports. The walleye season coming to an end, state softball in Akron, and state track in Columbus. Those stories and more coming up next in sports. Sports brought to you by Jim White Honda. Welcome back. It was maybe the biggest but toughest weekend of the year for Northwest Ohio. The Toledo walleye season came to an end Saturday. Toledo lost Game 5 of the Kelly Cup Finals 4-1 and the series overall 4-1. This was the first time the walleye got to the finals since 2022. The team flew back from Quebec today and they now start the short off season. Hockey season starts back up in October. It's just 4 months away. Meanwhile, the Mud Hens were in Columbus taking on the Clippers. Final game of the series, top of the fourth. Gabe Workman gets a hold of this one. Looks like it can go the distance and bounces off the video board. A 3-run homer gives Toledo a 7-4 lead. Later, top of the seventh, Riley Unruh gets this shot to fall, brings home 2 runners, and the Hens now lead 10-6. But after that, we get to the top of the ninth. Toledo leading 10-9 now. 2 outs. Andrew Navigato finds a gap in the outfield, brings home an 11th run. The Mud Hens hold on to win a shootout. 11-9 the final score. They're back home this week to play Omaha. And this weekend was also the last one for high school softball. State championships were at Firestone Stadium in Akron. We had 3 teams from Northwest Ohio make it this year: Anthony Wayne, Springfield, and Gibsonburg. Blue Devils won their state semifinal game, but the Generals and the Golden Bears both lost theirs. Springfield played in the D3 state championship Saturday night, but lost to Dover 10-0. This was just the second time in program history the Blue Devils made it to the state semifinal. And it wasn't just state softball this weekend. The state track and field championships were also in Columbus. There were a couple of noteworthy finishers from this area. Central Catholic took 4th in the team standings, and it helps when you have Nyla King. She won the state championship in the 100-meter, the 400-meter, and the 200, where she set a new D2 state record with a time of 23.76 seconds. Senior is committed to Mississippi State for track. Victor Singleton also won a state championship in the long jump. He's committed to play football at Texas Tech. He'll be a senior in the fall. A few other state champions, including Liberty Center's Hunter Spangler, who won the D3 shot put title, and Port Clinton's Michaela Stork, who won the D2 discus title. And finally, some racing news. The Firekeepers Casino 400 was up at Michigan International Speedway. The race wrapped up in the last hour, and Denny Hamlin finished in first. That'll do it for sports. We'll be right back.
A reminder this week, if you're driving through Springfield Township, traffic will be a little slower on Hill and McCord for the next month. Officials say a new roundabout is being built near Mr. G's barn. Businesses in the area will remain open, but there will be traffic delays. The Lucas County Engineer's Office says it'll be an adjustment early on, and they'll work as quickly as possible to get the work done. And a major makeover is coming to one of downtown Toledo's oldest buildings that's been vacant for years. The renovation is happening at the Superior Building at 317 North Superior. A company is looking to restore the 1897 structure to include 19 upscale apartments with a rooftop patio. Plans also call for a first-floor restaurant and a Prohibition-era speakeasy in the basement. The $10 million project is expected to wrap up by October of next year. And of course, we're hoping to make a big impact once again this year with our St. Jude Dream Home giveaway. Again, when you reserve your ticket, that money goes directly to the life-saving care at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. The home, you know it, it's valued at $650,000, and it's located in the Coventry Point subdivision in Perrysburg. It has 4 bedrooms and 3.5 bathrooms. And that ticket also gives you a shot at winning a 2025 Honda Civic LX, a Honda electric scooter from Jim White Honda as well. Now, all you have to do is call the number on your screen right now to reserve your ticket. Every penny will go to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, founded by Toledo's own Danny Thomas, where families never pay a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food. Now check this out. Creative vegetable sculptures were on display at the Lambeth County Show in London. This year's entries included figures of celebrities and politicians made from corn, squash, and potatoes. One sculpture recreated the papal election using maize, while others featured sports and movie icons. Local politics were also featured, including a witty sculpture of an actor speaking out against large park events. I'm not sure I get that reference. Visitors say the contest is known for its humor, creativity, and clever vegetable-themed puns. Now, personally, John, I think it's a little too corny for me.
Oh, that's a good one. My mom always told me don't play with your food. I guess this is the kids who grew up and didn't want to eat their vegetables, so they just made sculptures with them.
Real rebels, for sure.
Yeah.
And Chase is here, too.
I'm also here. I'm not usually in this, so I'm glad to be here.
It's nice to be here.
Do you have any strong feelings about vegetable sculptures?
I love them. I would love to. I think there's a pun in there somewhere about, you know, cantaloupe and falling in love if we cantaloupe, something like that. I don't know. I don't know how the joke goes.
We're gonna iron out the material. We'll see you guys again at 11.
It's a little
Take
corny.
care.